I think movies are a fun activity to do when you're hanging out with your friends. Movies aren't really my thing. It's kind of hard to get into the mood to want to watch a movie. It takes a lot of courage and engagement to really want to watch one. I feel like watching a movie at a cinema gives way more of a surreal experience rather than just watching it at home on your TV with the lights off. I guess the bigger screen, louder noise, and the intense orchestra playing in the background during climactic moments really adds up to the enjoyment of movies. If only it was that easy to just impulsively pick a movie and watch it. I gotta find a good movie to properly spend my time. I mean, I sit at a chair doing work all the time, but sitting down in a movie theater is hard for me. The thing about theaters is that they need to give comfier seats. There's actually one theater that I've gone to that has recliners, allowing for proper relaxing positions while watching. I should get one of those in my house. Anyways, there's a lot of pre-movie commercials that happen. 99% of them are just advertisements and trailers for future movies, and sometimes they repeat. I guess it's kind of a preparation before the actual movie begins. It gets pretty boring, mainly because I already have the popcorn and the drinks, and by the time the movie begins, I'm already halfway done with the popcorn and I need a refill. Maybe they use those commercials to save the ones that show up late, as they would. One of those pre-movie activities was actually a trivia game. You can open your phone and sign into the game. It's mainly trivia questions about movies. Since I have zero knowledge on any movies, especially the recent popular ones, I never did it. This was a few years ago though, and I'm pretty sure I didn't know the answer to any questions. But I do think that it's an interesting way to get people to be engaged before the movie starts. I've also seen a lot of animated shorts. It's basically like a movie, but it's not over an hour long. I feel like that's something I would watch, rather than an actual movie. Okay, this might be unrelated, but during the time I was watching one of those shorts, the screen just went black. Like, it completely went away. You can still hear the audio, but you literally can't see anything. At first, I thought it was intentional, but then after a minute I realized that the screen was not supposed to look like that. I'm pretty sure someone in the theater stepped in and left to ask the people to fix the screen. Honestly, imagine if that was during the actual movie, during the most climactic moments of the fight, and then one of the characters was about to die. Well, that's something I'm glad I don't get to see. To this day, I still want to know what caused that. Like, how could the screen do something like that? Has that ever happened to anyone else? Because I feel like that's a rare occurrence. Another rare occurrence is watching movies in 3D. Throughout my whole life, I probably only watched one 3D movie. As a kid, I always tried looking at the movie without the glasses and finding it weirdly cool to see the different colors of the images. It's like seeing double, which is also something that used to happen to me randomly. And back then, I wanted to keep that vision until my eyes regained their focus. But that's completely unrelated to movies. You know, I was a big fan of those animated G-rated movies. I do not like those mature horror movies. God, they give me nightmares and scar me for life. I remember when I was at a friend's house with my siblings and we were watching a horror movie. I will never forget that day. Jeez, I don't think anyone noticed how genuinely freaked out I was during that moment. I'm gonna have nightmares. But that wasn't the end of having to watch horror films with my friends, because we watched another one a few years later, and I think this one was way worse than the one before. I spent most of my time hiding under the covers and shielding myself away from all the cruel and awful stuff that's happening on screen. During my time being safe under a blanket, all I can hear from the outside is nothing but blood-curdling screams of horror and hearing my friends scream the same way. I only came out of the blanket a few times, and I regret it, because some scenes have traumatized me. I will definitely never forget that day. Okay, I know it's just a movie, but seriously, the photorealistic detail and CGI that they put into those movies is way too much, and I can feel the pain and fear that those characters are going through. Which I guess is the point, but that's why I hate it. I will never watch a horror movie again. I'd rather watch the Emoji Movie. That's how much I don't want to watch one. To the least, they don't really give me secondhand embarrassment, which happens very frequently when I watch movies. There's always that moment in a movie where the protagonist is trying to prove the others that they're better than they think, but they end up making a fool of themselves, and it just gets very humiliating. I hate that part because it happens in every movie. It's so cliche, yet I feel it the same way every time. I don't like when it foreshadows that it will happen, and then I'll have to deal with the fact that knowing that it's gonna happen, and then I just want to hide from everything. Not the most exciting part of movies. But what I really like is the very emotional part of the movie, where it's a pleasurable mix of joy and sadness combined. It's that bittersweet feeling that makes me want to cry, but also makes me really happy. Again, it's so cliche, but it might be the best part of the movie. To add such a hitting rock bottom-esque feeling is how you make someone emotionally attached to an animation. At least, for me. But the worst part is when an enjoyable movie comes to an end, and it feels like there should have been more. Thing is, movies seem long, and then it goes by so quickly. When you walk out of the theater, you feel like a new person. Like, what was I just getting into? It's kind of nice when they make really funny, cheerful credits. Makes me not want to leave the theater yet, even though I'm probably the only person sailing here. I'll just stay here for a bit.